Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Raven's Readings. Here are two more of my own stories. I'll be doing these on Fridays and P.G. Woodehouse's Inimitable Jeeves on Tuesdays. I do like writing to a variety of challenges, and I've done over 100 of these stories so far. You can read them via my website at ravensview.ca. Today's are both from 2012. The first is part of a series I did on Grimm's fairy tale characters that are reborn into the modern world with some magical powers. The series eventually led to a novel, but still in edit mode. The prompt was the phrase, "Once upon a time," and a list of 5 words: widow, woodcutter, witch, willow, and wander. The second is a little snippet about graffiti, back when I was actively promoting murals with some enlightened cops. The prompt was to choose a color from a list. I picked a few. Once upon a time. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there lived a woodcutter, a witch, and a wolf. Once upon a time, they lived in an enchanted forest with stately oaks, winsome willows, whispering pines, sunny meadows, babbling brooks, birds, butterflies, bunnies, and monsters. Once upon a time, they and other characters spun tales of heroes and villains, princes and fair maidens, love and horror. Now they lived in a condo by the beach in California. Tuesdays they played bridge. Saturday was movie night. Most other days found them around the pool. "Anyone seen Red?" asked the wolf. "She went into town with Snow and some of the others," said the witch. "She said they were just going to wander around for the day, do some shopping, then out for Mexican, and then the karaoke bar." "Oh, God," said the wolf. "Have you heard her sing? She screams like a witch?" said the witch. "I've heard her. Yes, she does. Nice girl, pretty enough, but that's it. Always struck me as a little flighty," said the woodcutter. "Totally," she said. "I love her, but no real talent there," he said. "Now your scream, just beautifully projected. Damn, how you blend in that cackle, that evil grin, that feeling of impended doom, all in a body that turns the eye away." "Oh, you're sweet. Thanks," she said. "My husband, the ogre, used to flatter me terribly. Too bad he went off to fight and left me a war widow." She turned her arm in the sun. "This climate is doing me no good at all. I used to be such a deathly white, and look, the boils have almost disappeared too. Oh, you, my dear, played the strong, silent hero so well. Those smoldering glances, sweaty biceps swinging that axe, always dashing in at the last minute." "Oh, thanks," said the woodcutter. "I was trying for a very minimalist approach, simplifying down to the essence of the character." He sipped his beer and patted his stomach. "I need to simplify this down a bit, too. I'm losing my trim form. I do miss those days in the forest, cutting down trees, chasing after our friend the wolf here." "And cutting me down," said the wolf. "But I always enjoyed how we built all those sequences. A helpless, naive damsel, the evil charms her, and then shows its true wicked side. And she screams, you rush in, the chase, the battle, me cowering while you swing for that final chop. And always a clean chop. I appreciate that." "Least I could do for another professional," said the woodcutter. "And a friend," said the wolf. It's an easier life now, but I must admit this rich food gives me gas." "We've noticed," said the woodcutter. "But so what happened to it all?" said the witch. "We did it so well, all of us. Just why did it stop?" "I think people lost their imagination somehow," said the wolf. "They just retold the same few stories rather than add to them or make their own. Consumers, not creators. If anything, they sanitized the few that were left, made them politically correct, no more violence or horror." "Or sex," said the witch. "Disney with his sweet little stories, all chirpy birds and fluttering eyelashes. Gag me with a spoon." "It happened gradually," said the wolf, "and we just faded away. Yet now, decades later, people like our genre again, tweaking our stories or crafting new ones, and here we are on the beach, along with everyone else from the forest. But doing nothing. I never did expect retirement to be forced on me, and I'll tell you, I don't like it. It's annoying." "It's boring," said the witch. "It's depressing," said the woodcutter. They sat and sipped their drinks. The wolf sat up suddenly. "Oh, what's that ringing?" he said. "Is that yours?" "Oh, no, it's mine." He fumbled in his beach bag. "I hate these things." "Let me guess," said the witch. "Red's calling to say she forgot her wallet again." "No, it's a text from the Grimms," he said. "It's about some stories." "What, the old ones?" she asked. "No, some new stories," said the wolf. "Little short ones for now, some kind of internet thing. But they're getting all the gang back together. They want to hire us." He sprang to his feet, flexed his claws, bared his fangs, growled, coughed, "I'm okay," and growled again. "Come on, guys," he said. "Drink up. We've got some kids to scare." The end. What do you think of these characters? Do you want to hear more? And here's the second story, A Study in Colors. Taka, 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 taka. Alexa gave the can a few more shakes, tapped the nozzle to clear it, then tried a line on the wall. Nice coverage, no drips. She liked this new one by Montana. The Queen Street alley was relatively quiet at 3 a.m., just the noise of a few restaurant fans, the hum of traffic, the clang of an occasional streetcar bell, and distant drunken yells as the King Street bars shut down. She'd managed to save some black primer from a contract job, and even in the dim light she could see this would be a beautiful color on it. Fuchsia Kiss. She'd had to buy all new cans after the bulls caught her in the train yards doing some freights. She'd lost her backpack climbing a fence, but saved her ass. She loved these new colors and their names, Grasshopper Green, Mermaid Song, Timeless Lilac. All would blend beautifully in this new piece. She jumped as a door banged open next to her, but it was just someone from the cafe putting out the night's garbage. She got a whiff of it, and then another familiar smell as the dishwasher stayed outside for a break. "Want a toke?" he asked, extending his hand, and she smiled and went over. They'd shared a joint before. "Coming along good," he said. "The owner will be glad to see a new piece of art, and for free." "Oh, better than tags," she said. "Glad we can do this stuff along here." She knew many of the store owners and appreciated that they tolerated mural work back here. She handed the joint back. "Thanks. Back to work now. I want to be done before dawn." She worked quickly, checking her sketch, adding layers of colors, filling in some gaps. She'd come a long way since her days writing tags in here with cans and markers. With practice, she developed good can control and a unique style. Her former mentors were now her peers and accepted her as an equal, sharing walls like this with her. She knew her art would stay as is, untouched by others, even taggers, until someone else needed some space to express themselves. As the sky lightened with pre-dawn light, she could see her work even better. A few people wandered past, checking the trash for bottles or something to sell, heading for a favorite spot for spare change. They nodded, and she smiled back. She'd been here before, usually with friends, but even on her own, she felt safer than she might in the suburbs. She'd even stashed some paint here at times, knowing it would be safe. This was a community where people actually spoke to each other and cared about and cared for each other. She was almost done. She grabbed a can of white, slipped a skinny cat on it for a fine line, added a bit of detail. She signed the corner, Prez, and stepped back. "Nailed it," she said. The face she had done looked good, well shaded. The lettering around it was crisp. She took a few photos with her phone and then packed up. She'd come back after work for more photos and to see if her friends were there. She was heading down the alley when she heard a voice from the shadows. "So you're Prez," it said. "Nice to put a face to the tags I've seen over the years." She turned, ready to run, as a cop stepped out of the shadows. "Oh, don't run," he said. "I'm a fan of your mural work. Nice stuff. My name's Steve." "I'm not a tagger," she said. "I just do art like this, and we're allowed in here." "Well, I know you used to be just a tagger," he said, "but I haven't seen any new tags this year, so let's start off fresh. Nice art. Are you getting any paid murals so far?" "Well, a couple," she said. "What's it to you? Why are you here?" "This is a sort of a project of mine," he said. "I'm trying to get good artists like you hooked up with people in communities to do some work to revitalize an area, rather than just issue tickets and have the city buff over the walls every month." "Let me guess," she said. "You want me to work for free with my own paint?" "No, I'll supply the paint," said Steve. "Good stuff. Just give me a list." None of that trim-clad crap, she said. Trust me, he said. And we can add in some cash for you, too, and promote you as an available artist, local papers, YouTube, wherever. Come on, Timmy's is open. I'll buy you a coffee and tell you a bit more. Make it a breakfast wrap and we've a deal, she said. The end. So next time you pass a downtown alley on your lunch break, check it out. The art might surprise you. Stay tuned for more podcasts, either my own stories on Fridays or some of the classics on Tuesdays. If you subscribe to my newsletter, you'll get the next installment as soon as it's ready. If you enjoy this reading or have other stories you'd like to hear, leave me a comment. And do check out my other posts on my Substack at ravensview.substack.com. Ta-ta for now.